What would you do if the person you trusted most in the world was a complete stranger? I saw the notification flash across her phone screen, a name I didn't recognize, at 2:17 a.m. on a Tuesday. The screen went dark, but the image was burned into my mind. It was a simple, stupid heart emoji, but it was enough to unravel everything. The mystery of that late-night message, the coldness that had crept into our bed, the way she started guarding her phone like it held state secrets, it all started to click into place. I knew, with a certainty that chilled me to the bone, that my life was a lie, and I had to know the truth, even if it destroyed me. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel. Tell us where you're from and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. For weeks, I'd felt it a subtle shift in the tectonic plates of our marriage. Sarah, my wife of 10 years, had become a ghost in our Chicago brownstone. Her laughter, once the soundtrack of my life, was now a rare and hollow echo. She'd started working late, client dinners that stretched into the early morning hours. When I'd call, she'd answer with a clipped, annoyed tone, the city noise roaring behind her. "I'm busy, Mark. I'll call you back." She never did. The discovery began slowly, a breadcrumb trail of deceit. A receipt from a hotel bar on Rush Street for 2 expensive cocktails, dated on a night she was supposedly at a conference in Schaumburg. A new, lacy black dress, hidden in the back of her closet, tags still on that I'd never seen before. Then came the phone calls, hushed conversations in the other room, the door suddenly clicking shut if I walked by. She'd emerge with a tight, forced smile, her eyes darting away from mine. She was cold, manipulative, a master of gaslighting. "You're being paranoid, Mark. It's just work stress." The villain Sura and him, as whoever he was, felt untouchable, wrapped in a bubble of arrogance. I felt myself breaking down, the humiliation a physical weight in my chest. One night I followed her. She drove her Lexus down Lakeshore Drive, the city lights blurring past. She pulled into the parking garage of the Swiss Hotel, and a few minutes later, a man in a tailored suit slid into her passenger seat. They kissed. A long, passionate kiss that felt like a punch to my gut. I sat in my car, the engine off, and watched them, my world collapsing in on itself. That was the night the loyal husband died, and a strategist was born. I didn't confront her. Instead, I began to gather proof. I installed a keylogger on her laptop, a simple piece of software that recorded every keystroke. I hired a private investigator, a grizzled ex-cop, who knew the city's secrets. Gave me photos, hotel bills, text messages. The affair partner was a senior partner at her law firm, a man named David, smug and self-satisfied in every picture. The texts were a nauseating mix of lust and condescension, mocking me, my job, my life. They were planning a future together, a future built on the ruins of my own. I set my traps, both legal and social. I consulted with a divorce attorney, a shark in a 3-piece suit who laid out a strategy that was as brilliant as it was brutal. We moved all our joint assets into a trust that she couldn't touch without my signature. I documented every lie, every late night, every dollar she spent on him. I found out David was in the middle of a messy divorce himself, his wife fighting for every penny. I had my PI deliver an anonymous package to his wife's lawyer. A package containing photos of him and Sarah, their hotel receipts, their sordid text messages. The public exposure was a masterpiece of controlled demolition. Sarah's firm was having its annual charity gala at the Drake Hotel. I knew she and David would be there, a power couple in their own minds. I waited until Sarah was on stage, accepting an award for outstanding community service. As she smiled for the cameras, a presentation started on the large screens behind her. It began with photos of us, happy, in love. Then, it cut to the hotel receipts, the text messages, the photos of her and David. Their affair laid bare for her colleagues, her bosses, her entire world to see. The room went silent. Sarah's face was a mask of horror, her award slipping from her grasp and clattering to the floor. David scrambled out of the room, his face pale. Sarah was ruined. She was fired the next day, her reputation in tatters. David's wife used the evidence to take him for everything he had. The divorce was swift and merciless. I got the house, the savings, everything. She was left with nothing but the shame and the echoes of her own lies. I never saw her again. Sometimes late at night I scroll through the cloud backup of her old phone, the one she thought she'd wiped clean. All the messages, all the photos, all the lies, preserved forever. It's a quiet, haunting reminder of the woman I once loved, and the man I had to become to survive her.